You've blocked me from free speech, not a fighting word. Protected. Pipe down, Eric.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? And I just wanted to say thank you for all of the continued support. Word is traveling fast, far, and wide about what's going on here locally in North Huntingdon Township, not just as it pertains to my family, myself. I am facing 3 criminal cases now. I'm being tried by the Pennsylvania Attorney General's office. These all come as a retaliation against me and my efforts to pursue justice, transparency, and accountability for my son and his mother. But what I wanted to talk about was the fact that the township, both the township and police department, who run limited public forums online through Facebook, have taken it upon themselves to remove the people's ability to exercise their First Amendment right through comment. Now, I know there's going to be some people that say, well, it's Facebook, they can do that. You can block people, you can delete comments, you can do all that. And yes, as a private citizen or a private business, you do have the ability to do these things. However, when it is a government body or a person acting under color of state law, and they are putting information out to the public from that page, they are stating their title and who, all of these things, and then they allow you the ability to comment. They are now running a limited public forum, and you have the ability to exercise your First Amendment right through comment. They have taken this ability to comment away. They have done this now in the middle of controversy, and people are being extremely critical of the way they are running this township, not just locally, but there are people that are seeing this from other places who are so appalled that they find the need to reach out. So, because they have decided to eliminate our ability to converse on the digital town squares that they run, I figured that it was only appropriate to give out some of their contact information that is found on the township website. So, first up, we have Zachary Haggis. He is the current president. He can be emailed at zachhaggis@nhtpa.us. He can be reached by phone at 724-396-1122. Then we have his vice president. This is Ronnie Zona, who is also the chief detective for the county. But Ron, who is the commissioner of Ward 5, can be reached at rzona, R as in Ronnie, Zona, at nhtpa.us, and by phone at 724-396-7585. Then we have Commissioner of Ward 1, Thomas Hempel, the Turkey King. He can be reached at thempel at nhtpa.us or by phone at 724-961-3186. Next up, one of my absolute favorites would be Commissioner Atwood. He is the one, while president, that I referred to as an asshole before telling Commissioner Eric Gass, who is no longer a commissioner. He has resigned, sold his house, and left town, to pipe down. But Commissioner Atwood can be reached by email at jatwood@nhtpa.us or by phone at 724-309-6035. Commissioner Rich Gray is next. At one point in time, I could have made the argument that he was a solid ally to the people and a good man. However, his recent abandonment to his fiduciary duties as an elected official has left me with nothing really great to say. So, Rich, he can be reached at rgray@nhtpa.us or by phone at 724-864-7316. Now, Kevin McCune, who is Pipe Down Eric's replacement, he is the commissioner now of Ward 7. However, we still have no contact information nor a photo, so we would greatly appreciate if Mr. McCune wants to serve the public, that he do so transparently and that he give us the ability to have contact information in case we would run into any sort of issue. So that is Fran Bevan. That would be the commissioner of Ward 6. She is last on our list, and you can reach her at fbevan@nhtpa.us or by phone at 724-864-5989. Now, I tried for months prior to ever showing up to the first meeting on November 14th of 2024, where, mind you, I was removed from the meeting. I tried for months to talk to you people. I begged you to just treat my family with the basic dignity that we are all entitled to as human beings on this earth, not just Americans in America, but just human beings. Somebody within your network caused a lot of harm to my son and his mother, and I want justice for the harm caused. But in your attempts to bury the truth and to retaliate against me, you have now opened the doors to a plethora of other issues that we now need justice and accountability for. I will not stop until we get the justice and accountability that not just we are entitled to, but we all are entitled to. Because when we allow bad actors like you to take our system and manipulate it and use it to protect yourselves and abuse us, when we allow that to happen in our backyard here in North Huntingdon, we are giving the green light for it to happen across the country. When we as a country idly sit back and continue to allow you guys to do these things to us, we are giving the green light to the world that this is acceptable behavior. If America wants to be the shining city on a hill that it once was, if it wants to be a beacon of hope to the world, then we must begin to hold our elected officials at the local level accountable. And this is how you do it. We assemble. Everybody's busy. I get it. We're super busy. Everybody's busy. The world moves fast. I understand. Let's continue to assemble online then. Let's assemble somewhere that anytime, any place, there's groups of us that are paying attention, watching not just what's happening with me, not just with what's happening locally with North Huntingdon Township, but across the country. Assemble in one place. We can follow. I follow a ton of guys that do this kind of stuff. Lackluster, Long Island Audit. The list goes on and on. Leroy Truth. There's a ton of great content on the internet of people that are out here doing these types of things and trying to promote transparency, honesty, and accountability, from actors under color of state law. But where is the network that actually does something, that shares the information with the people on where to file the paperwork, how the process works? Where's the network of lawyers that are then a part of that network that can, because I'm telling you, we are in dire straits right now as a country as far as our rights go. We have been giving them away and giving them away and giving them away year after year after year after year, more and more with each passing year. And the majority of the majority of the rights they've been able to seize from us or get us to comply and forfeiture are the ones that they say, well, if you give us that, we'll protect you. We'll give you this security. So they scare us into giving our rights away with the agreement that they will then turn around and protect us. And I don't know about the rest of you, but if that was the agreement that was made by my predecessors, I asked those predecessors today, I don't judge you for the decision, but I ask you today, in America, how safe do you feel right now? I mean, look out your front door. How safe do you feel? I'm not saying that there's not places that aren't safe, but what I can tell you is this. They are marketing North Huntingdon in Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania. They are marketing it as the 13th safest township in the entire nation and the safest township in the state of Pennsylvania. And what I can tell you as a resident of North Huntingdon Township, that if that is true, which I don't believe it to be true, but if it is true, if this is what the 13th safest operates like, and this is what the safest township Pennsylvania has to offer is North Huntingdon, Pennsylvania, then we are watching the fall of Pennsylvania. And Pennsylvania being so critical, because you have to remember the history in Pennsylvania. I would argue that if George Washington had not held the Western Front at Fort Pitt, down by the fountain, right, in Point State Park, that if he did not hold that Western Front, I do not think that the founders would have been successful in gaining their independence. This is one of the most historical states in the entire country. It is rampant with corruption. I mean, old money sometimes brings a lot of corruption, but where is the American spirit? So close to the history. Where is the American spirit? The the respect and the understanding that I have a duty to protect this country from both foreign and domestic threats. These people that are in office, that are wielding power that they do not possess, simply from us not doing any. I mean, man, we're giving it away. I do not want to give the children coming behind me, the generation behind me, I don't want to sit by idly and give their future away. I don't want to give the rest of my future away while I'm here. I want to fight for every inch of it that I'm entitled to, that we are entitled to, because what applies to me applies to you. The Constitution of the United States of America did not create these rights. It's just a document that the founders had the understanding was necessary to put in place to acknowledge these God-given rights bestowed upon all men equally by the Creator. They wanted to make sure that we knew what our responsibilities and our duties were. That's why in the preamble they wrote, "We the people," in order to form a more perfect union, to ensure justice. Not the judges ensure justice. The police don't ensure justice. The elected officials don't ensure tranquility. That is all clearly listed out as the duties and responsibilities of us, the American people, to ensure these things. So when things are going poorly and when things are going bad, we have nobody to look to but ourselves. And that's the God's honest truth. There is no agency coming to save us. And we need to get back to the basics of our rights in this country. We need to accept that those rights apply to everybody, and that while we are going to hear certain things, viewpoints, opinions, and beliefs by some that may not align with us, right? It may not be what we're into. We have to be able to acknowledge, well, is what they're saying, do they have a right to say it? What they're doing, do they have a right to do that? And if the answer to the question is yes, then we have a duty to allow them the space to exercise their rights. And I know that this is where it gets real difficult. We then go a step further, and when we see the person saying something that we don't agree with, but we acknowledge that they have a constitutionally protected right to say it, and then we see people attacking them for exercising their constitutionally protected right to say what they're saying, that's where it kicks in to become our duty more than ever, is to defend that person who is saying what we don't agree with. It's not defending, and it's not, you're not carrying out the duty when you're supporting a bunch of things you believe in, right? It's carrying out the duty when you're standing on business next to somebody that you don't agree with, simply because you have a clear understanding of what their rights are in this country. We don't acknowledge what each other's rights are, and it causes a lot of issues that shouldn't be happening. So, take that or leave it. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. I'm here to just give suggestions and share what I have seen work for me and others. But I definitely greatly appreciate the community, online especially. I mean, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, coming together on this current situation taking place in North Huntingdon Township, Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania. And I look forward to continuing to move forward with your support in trying to rectify this situation and potentially setting the groundwork for a system that could potentially be implemented in other areas across the country to combat, I can tell you, exposure. Get your cameras out, start filming these people, post it online, share it far and wide, because we need to be able to show everybody that, like, hey, you're not alone. This is happening in my hometown too. We got to link up together and come up with a solid network to combat these things before they completely overrun us and strip us of every single right that we still possess.